I suppose
So
so.
now that we're live, hey y'all, it's I don't know, Wednesday, 21st of June, 2023. It's 11 a.m. here in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, and I'm Bear Hart. I'm here with Ricky and Kirsten. Hang on a sec. Water.
Hydration. Oh, water. Water is life. That is the topic of today, is it not?
Water,
This is my
H2O,
morning
dehydration.
electrolytes. I do this every morning. A full liter of sparkling water with electrolytes in it.
Hydration is
So
key.
you guys have not been watching Strange New Worlds?
No, I'm sorry. I haven't been watching anything. I'm so behind on all of my TV watching.
I feel like we've been kept very busy.
Well, then I'm doing my job, keeping you guys busy.
I'm saying.
But on Strange New Worlds, I know that a lot of our audience is probably watching it. And so I'm just going to say, because I know that everybody's been desperately anticipating and waiting for me to weigh in on this very, very important subject. I am totally shipping Nurse Chapel and Spock. Those are the two prettiest white people I've ever seen in my life.
Hold on. I think I know exactly the actors that you are currently talking about. Okay, oh my God, hold on.
I got to just share the picture. I posted this on my Facebook. And if y'all are following me on Facebook, you're welcome to follow me on Facebook.
These are definitely some interesting looking white people.
Yeah, I'll tell you. He is the grandson of Gregory Peck.
Oh my God, no kidding.
Ethan Peck. I don't know if you ever saw To Kill a Mockingbird.
I did.
The famous Gregory Peck film, right? I
mean, gosh, there was another one that he was in. Yeah, he was Moby Dick. I watched, and Cape Fear. Oh my God, Cape Fear was the movie to end all movies. Cape Fear. Yeah. Oh my God, I remember watching that as a little kid. So this is his
grandson, and he definitely got all the hot genes.
Well,
and he's got the dimpled chin. I mean, the whole thing. The strong but sensitive jaw. And the actress that plays Nurse Chapel, she's oh God, I don't remember her name.
He kind of looks like Jess Bush.
Jess Bush, yeah. And they made her platinum blonde.
Yeah.
And it's like always a little bit messy and stuff. And when the two of them are together, it is just sparks. White people sparks coming off the TV. It is just fire.
He kind of has that Henry Cavill look to him. And I think Henry Cavill is attractive, not so much in his looks, which are obviously like Greek God perfect.
Henry Cavill is more beefy guy.
Yeah, but what's attractive about him to most women is the fact that he's a total nerd about the stuff that he's in.
Oh, okay.
He won't take a role without knowing so much about the comics behind it. And yeah, that's pretty fun.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I get that. I can't see Ethan Spock playing Superman though, because he's not all bulky and beefy like that.
Yeah, maybe I'm just making generalizations that all white people look the same.
Well, most of them do. I mean, I wouldn't know who Kirsten is without her name tag, but
that's a generalization if I've ever heard one.
I'm not offended. It's fine. Well,
let's just think about all the heat that you would have, all the flack you would have caught if you said that I looked like every other Japanese person, which I obviously don't, or every other Mexican person.
I would have gone Cad.
You look like if every Japanese person got together with every Mexican person and had a baby.
Well, maybe.
But I do get
Let's keep it at the animals.
I do get that, like, oh, I feel like I know you from somewhere. Oh, your face looks so familiar. When like
I get that all the time,
and I'm super unique. Okay, well, that's because you're like famous in the nerd world. Nobody knows.
No, I mean, okay, maybe, but even before that, people used to confuse me for what's his name, the New York shock jock that's on Sirius XM now.
Oh my God. No, not Howard Stern.
Yeah, people used to confuse me for Howard Stern all the time. I used to have very long hair. I used to have a lot of hair. I don't have that anymore. But I used to be tall and skinny and long hair and very Jewish looking. And people used to confuse me for him all the time. So I just people say, I know you from somewhere. I just say, I just have one of those familiar faces.
No, I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. And the whole thing with Nurse Chapel and Spock, I mean, there was a hint of it on the original series back in the 60s. You know, Nurse Chapel was always, you know, wishing Spock were emotionally available, and he was all, I am Spock, I am a robot, you know. And so this was like sort of a running joke. But on this show, they made it into this totally
palpable thing.
CW teen, you know, thing.
Wow.
And you know, they play with it. There's a scene in the first season, and I don't want to spoil it for you because you're obviously going to watch it now. But where they have to pretend that they're in love with each other for a moment, and they have this incredibly hot kiss, and it's just, please.
Well, there you have it.
So yeah, we were going to talk about the what did I call it?
Submersible?
No, the AI, the poison pill, the AI poison pill problem. Thank you. Thank you, Kirsten, for your pantomime. Yeah.
Interpretive pilling.
What's that game where you go, you know, 2 words?
Charades.
Charades. Your charades. To the British pronunciation is charades. Kirsten is muted, and we can't hear her, but she's adorable.
I know, because I have it's very hot and humid today in Texas, so I had to get an AC unit, and she is blowing loud and proud in the background.
Yeah, I understand that.
But anytime I'm not talking, you can hear this over it. So I keep muting myself, and then I forget I'm muted. But I already told Ricky this for charades. My brother-in-law, who is like roughly 10 years younger than I am, we were spending a weekend at a lake house, and I was like, we should play like games, like that'll be fun, right? And he was like, yeah, what should we play? And I was like, well, we could play charades, like that's super easy. He goes, do you need me to drive to Walmart and go pick it up? I said, no,
no. The kids nowadays,
they say the darndest things.
They sure do.
That's like one time, this is like way back in the 70s, looking through my albums with my younger brother, who's 10 years younger than me. And he sees a picture of the Beatles, and he says, that guy looks like Paul McCartney. And I said, that is Paul McCartney. He says, you mean Paul McCartney was in a band before Wings?
Oh my God.
I love it.
That hurt.
Yeah, I love it.
That really hurt.
Kids these days. Yeah, so the poison pill problem with AI, you know, I hadn't thought of this, and I saw a paper the other day. It's you can find it on this site called Archives, and I'm trying to remember what it's called there. Yeah, it's Cornell University. Archive.org, but it's spelled ARXIV.org, and it's basically a site where you can get lots of scientific white papers for free. It's not the peer-reviewed stuff that you might see in the ACM or one of the scientific journals, but this is the research that goes in before the scientists get to that point. But this paper is called "The Curse of Recursion: Training on Generated Data Makes Models Forget." And this is really fascinating stuff.
Those are big words for Elmo.
Yeah. So I am a hardcore geek. I read this shit. This is like what I do for fun. But the gist of the article is that for now, the generative AI that we're seeing, and this includes things like ChatGPT, but it also includes stuff like the image-based ones, that are making all these stupid AI images that have too many fingers and shit. That stuff is all being trained today on data that is, well, a lot of it is scraped from the internet, but it's human generated data. They're training the image things on paintings by famous painters. They're training the chat bots on conversations that they pull from your email and shit. And that's all kind of well and good for today, and the results are what they are. They're certainly not indistinguishable from human writing or from human painting. I mean, I see these things and I'm immediately like, oh, please stop showing me those AI generated images. I am super tired of it, and they are just annoying. And likewise with the AI generated text, it's like, your vocabulary seems to be 12 words. But things get worse when these AIs are trained on AI generated output. And the danger is that, see, the problem is that all of these companies just rushed to market because they wanted to be first, or they wanted to be early. And they don't have any guardrails. And so, and they have no way of detecting. I mean, they haven't even thought about detecting whether the data they're being trained on is AI generated or human generated. And so as they start eating their own shit, in other words, as they start training on data that they themselves have generated, which is inevitable because the internet is getting filled with this AI generated imagery and AI generated text. And once they open for now, they're all, oh, I'm only trained on data from 2021. But inevitably, they're going to open it up and start training it on public data from the internet, which, aside from all the legal problems, because that is a land that is a land field, a minefield of problems. When they start training on data that's been generated, it creates what's called a poison pill problem. The data they're being trained on is poisoned by their own algorithms. And when they start training on this stuff, they literally start forgetting facts. And they start making shit up. I mean, they're already making shit up, but now they're learning from the shit that they made up. I see it as I see it as eating their own shit, basically. And this is it's a really fascinating paper. And if you're into that stuff, I super recommend that you read it. Because it's very interesting, and it seems to me inevitable. I'm surprised nobody had thought of this before. But when they start training on their own data, there's going to be real trouble, and they're all going to break, and they're not going to quite know. They're going to have to create algorithms that distinguish between AI generated output, and that's going to limit how well they can form their output, because once it becomes indistinguishable, then it's going to become even more of a problem, because they are not generating facts, and their responses are often bullshit, and people do not have 12 fingers on each hand. So yeah, that's the AI poison pill problem, and I am amused. How we doing, kids? Do we have any comments today?
Not yet, but what you were saying kind of sounds like a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way, a little bit.
It is, as the paper puts it, a problem of recursion.
Yes.
Recursion is when you take the output of a function and you feed it back into the function. That's the definition of recursion. It's really fun.
Feedback loop kind of thing.
It's really fun to Google the word recursion because if you Google the word recursion, it says see recursion. Yes, Kirsten.
We did get a comment right on.
I see it. I'm reading it right now. I'm about to respond. The title of the paper for Angela Rush and anyone else concerned, the title of the paper is The Curse of Recursion. Training on generated data makes models forget. And it is really brilliant. You know, it's very scholarly. It lists 6 authors from various prestigious universities.
And the site was archive, ARX.
arxiv.org, which is a white paper archive that's run by Cornell University. But honestly, if you type into Google the curse of recursion, I bet you can find, I'm going to try that right here. And it's right there, the top result.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Chef's kiss.
French kiss. Is that what that's called? The French kiss?
Chef's.
No. Chef's kiss. Yeah. French kiss is all right. French kiss is what is what Nurse Chapel and Spock were doing in that one episode.
Oh my God.
Tape it, PJ PayPal.
Oh no! I want to see. I want to see Nurse Chapel and Spock getting busy. I'm sorry.
Hey yo.
And they paired him with this really hot Vulcan woman, and she's really hot, but there's like not a lot of chemistry between them, you know. And Nurse Chapel and him together are just fire.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's my obsession for the day. How you guys doing?
Well, I passed off my migraine that I had. I had to let go of the brain cell this morning, and it fell right into Ricky's brain hole.
Yes. It's
and now
really
she's
great.
got the migraine?
Yes.
Yep. There's a migraine transplant.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm sitting here in my little bat cave. It's all dark, no lights.
You guys need to learn to practice safe brain cell sharing.
We're working on it.
That's what they taught us in high school.
Yeah.
I know. And I got
you need
2 kids later,
some sort of barrier.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on this submersible thing?
Oh, the submarine?
Submersible. Doesn't qualify as a submarine. It's like freaking duct tape together.
Does it go underwater?
Yes, technically.
So then it's submarine.
Okay, all right, you got me there, but it does not meet the qualifications of an actual government-built submarine.
Well, that's for damn sure. I mean, that thing is built the opposite of government specs.
Like the lights in there are from freaking Camping World. The controller isn't even an actual PlayStation or Xbox. It's not even a freaking name brand. It's a Logitech controller.
Yeah, it's some cheap ass plastic. I mean, I'm surprised anybody would get on that thing.
I know, so am I. That just goes to show, maybe billionaires aren't the smartest people in the world after all.
After all, I mean, most of the ones that I see in the news barely qualify as intelligent life.
Well, I don't know, man. I can only hope that their deaths were painless and instantaneous, because I can't imagine being trapped down there for several days. But I mean, realistically, they probably started killing each other if they were all still alive down there in order to, keep a good amount of air still in there. They're like,
and food.
Oh, and water. Yep. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. I mean, they're going all Donner Party down there, aren't they?
And Lord of the Flies.
Y'all wonder why the aliens think we're ghetto.
Exactly, man. Crazy.
Like, what is wrong with y'all? That is not where my brain would have gone.
So I'm not always one for a lot of Schadenfreude, but this is just hard to not laugh about. And I know there's real people down there, and at least the ones that aren't billionaires.
Yeah, I mean, I feel for them as human beings, but then there's another equally big part of me that's like, those people benefited from the exploitation of so many middle and lower class employees of theirs, so many people who had to work hard physical labor to get them the amount of money that they have to go blow on visiting the graves of poor people at the bottom of the ocean when they could just look at it on a computer screen anyway. It's just, there's so many layers to the emotions around this.
Yeah. You know, I get it. And, yeah. And, you know, and at the same time, you know, you gotta feel for somebody that's stuck in a tin can, all the air, you know, rapidly disappearing. And I mean, if they're even still alive, we don't even know if they're still alive. I mean, that thing was not very well built. They could be, you know, they could have been dead for several days and just buried under the wreckage of the Titanic.
Yeah. I mean, there were 30 professionals in the industry of submarine craft and deep sea diving. And there were 30 professionals that signed off last year that this is not safe at all. This craft that they have made is not up to code at all.
Including at least one of the engineers that designed the damn.
Oh yeah, and then that engineer got fired. The safety engineer, like it's like anyone could have seen this coming from a mile away had they known about this. You know,
the pattern of billionaire business people these days firing their accountability staff.
Yep.
You know, I mean, and you know, it all comes back to Elno, but you know, he's just the one willing to say the quiet part out loud.
Well, all I have to say about that is that the the shaft of consequences rarely comes lubed. The girth of karma is not slim.
Well, if it's not the consequences of my own action.
Yep. Yep. Man, just absolutely crazy.
That note. All right. So y'all have a beautiful day. Right after we're done here, I am going to shut down my computer and take my hard drives out into the garage and see if I can rescue the fans in the, you know, these are external drives, and I'm supposed to once a year take them out and blow the dust out, and I might have missed a year or two, and so they're starting to make noise, and I've ordered new fans, but they won't be here till tomorrow. But I'm really starting to worry about these things, so I'm gonna shut down the computer. I'm gonna pull those out. I've got some rewiring I'd like to do behind my desk. I'm gonna get all that stuff done today. I have
your computer's like, no, don't pull my plug.
I have a video I'm supposed to finish, and that may get finished either later tonight or early tomorrow. And I think I have an errand or two I need to run. So there we are. Have a beautiful day. We love you. And we will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, 11 a.m. from fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the International Geek of Mystery Show, or this has been the International Geek of Mystery Show. Tune in again tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Bye.